What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to the power of the internet, and it's here. It's finally here. This is PlayStation VR. You have seen me open and talk about the Oculus Rift. You've seen me talk about my Oculus gear. You've seen me play games with my HTC Vive. Now, finally, the one that I used for the first time is finally the latest one that I got. It's the PlayStation VR. And this is that GameStop bundle that I think you can get this everywhere, that has basically everything you need. It's got the Move controllers, the newest versions of the Move controllers, the newest camera, a game disc, and the set itself. And we're going to unbox it, and then we're going to try it out and see what we think. That might not be good for this, to flip it upside down like that, but here we go. I don't know what this is going to be. This is probably going to be the Move controllers. And I will tell you that if you decide to get in on this, you don't have to use the motion control stuff. Yeah, this is what this is. You don't have to use the motion control stuff. You can probably avoid having to buy these at the $100 price tag that they put these at. Wow, you get 2 games. I guess this is the demo disc with a few different games on it. And this one actually has like 5 games. The London Heist and the Luge one and a few other things. That's kind of cool. But then obviously, oh, do you only get, okay, no, there is, I was about to say, there's only one Move controller in here. That would be really frustrating for the price. But no, you do get 2. Jim Sterling and other people who got their review product, this is not a review product, I paid for this, but for those people who got the review product, a lot of people have complained about using the Move controllers. I used the Move controllers at the PlayStation Experience 2 or 3 years ago, and I thought this was fantastic. And I've since used the Vive controllers, and I think Vive is vastly better than this, but this is how I want to play games. I hate motion control. Look at me. I'm mostly a mobile, but when it comes to motion control in VR, that's the way that I prefer to do it. Playing with a stick makes me sick. But the good news is the majority of the games for the PlayStation VR experience, as opposed to the Vive and as opposed to everything else, are meant to be played with a DualShock, but can also be played with these. It's optional. This is the new camera, and man, it's weird. I got one with my original PlayStation, and it was like square and boxy, and this one's way smaller. Hopefully the resolution's a little bit better, because I tried streaming with the original. Can't do it. Could not be done. It was terrible. What a superfluously annoying box. What is the point of that? Why? Oh, okay, that's the point of it. Okay. All right, now I get it. There's our little startup guide showing you everything you need to do in 17 different languages. Where's the actual headset? Oh, it does put it in a order that you'll need stuff. So there's the power cable for what is, I presume, an extended brick kind of thing. Yep. And I don't know exactly what this thing is supposed to do. I think it's supposed to make it a little bit better and a little bit easier for the ailing and aging PS4 to be able to do VR. Well, there's the headset itself. First thing that leaps out, it's a lot lighter than some of the other headsets, and it has way less cords. I worry about whether or not this is going to fit my head, but we'll just have to hope for the best. Wow, okay, yeah. This fits way more comfortably than the other two. This is way nicer, and it's way lighter. It's also the only one that I own that actually blacks out with my oddly shaped face. I cannot see anything. It's actually pitch black. Wow, this is a big design improvement over the other 2 devices. Wow. I can't wait to go hook this up. Honey, gather up all these cords and hook these up. And I lost the instructions too. And also I can't see anything.
Who needs instructions?
I know, let's do this. Oh, and honey,
yes.
It fits over my glasses.
Oh, that's awesome.
Screw you, Oculus Rift. It fits over my glasses. Now it just looks as good on the inside as it does on the outside. We're golden. Megan is playing Job Simulator. Megan! Say hello to the internet! Yay! Do jobs. Do jobs good. Look at this, we have a whole audience ready to watch James make an ass out of himself. Say hi, guys. You're about to be the bat. He's about to be the bat.
Nope, I think it'll be. Okay, maybe we won't see a scene, but they're definitely going to show.
You're the worst Batman.
You couldn't even save your parents, James. You're the worst Batman. This is the Playroom VR with Jacob trying it. This looks fucking awesome.
Jacob, your monster's vicariously talking through you.
In this one, we have to describe the proper bandit to him. So here we go. Plain face.
Yeah, plain guy with two plain eyes. Two round eyes, no, nothing.
Oh shit. He was on the right, looking away from you.
No! No! Why? Why? This is the scariest game we've played so far. It starts off...
I actually really don't like scary things. This is probably a terrible idea for me.
Yeah. Then you are about to be very unhappy.
Oh shit, I can actually see my torso.
That's what it's like to be a skinny person, Jason.
This is like really, really weird.
Nice knowing you, kid.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh. Oh wow.
Good luck.
Holy crap. What sorcery is this? I can feel it moving.
Yeah.
Do it?
Yeah. And that's pretty much our PlayStation VR experience. And now I've used literally every VR system that's on the market. I guess I've used the Gear, I've used the Vive, I've used the Oculus Rift, and now I've used PSVR, and this one fares pretty well. I think the areas that it really shines, I think as far as comfort goes, it is definitely the most comfortable headset to use. I definitely feel like, it's the only one that really fits my glasses well, where the Rift doesn't fit them at all. It definitely is the lightest and most comfortable one to wear. Their choice to not use foam for the padding, but instead to use like a rubber gasket, that really helps for the sweating and the cleaning. Like overall, it's a really, really well-designed piece. It got a lot of things right that the other guys got wrong. The other area that it really shines in is in accessibility. There's already 40 million PlayStations out there. So if you already have a PlayStation 4 and you want to get this, you're looking at $400 for the unit plus $60 for the camera. Then if you want, you can get the optional Move controllers. You get those used for like $20, or you can buy a brand new set. I think I saw it at Walmart for $60 for a brand new set produced this year. So you're looking at $400 and maybe $500 if you already have a PlayStation 4, which is way cheaper than the other options. And on top of that, you don't need a powerful $1,000 or $1,500 PC to run it. You just need the PlayStation 4. If you don't have a PlayStation 4, you're looking at a total of like $900 to get in. Whereas with that's the starting levels for the Vive and the Rift, like those start right around that price, and then you still need an incredibly powerful PC to run them. The other thing that I really like about this system is they've designed a bunch of social games like the Playroom that you saw us play. That stuff is designed to have an audience watching the VR player or interacting with them, showing different stuff on the television as it shows inside the headset. That's brilliant. That's something nobody else has really done so far, at least as far as I know. Certainly nothing I've experienced. I love that. Turning this into really a console experience, a social experience, is really, really nice. And I gotta tell you, I've had the Vive, but people barely used it. I had the Rift, and people barely used it. But people loved playing PlayStation VR because it took place not in my studio, not in my office, but in my big living room with my nice big television where my PlayStation is. And people really were drawn to that and felt comfortable playing that way, even though sometimes it was just the same games they could have been playing for months in here. The trade-off for that is, compared to the Vive, you're giving up those awesome controllers that you get with the Vive. Instead, you get the Move controllers or a DualShock if you prefer for a lot of games. The Move controllers are not as well designed, certainly. So I think the Vive controllers and even probably the touch controllers you'll eventually get for Rift are probably going to be better, though it's passable. I mean, the Move controllers, they're passable. It's enough to where it feels immersive still. Now, certainly you're probably giving up a certain amount of graphical fidelity, and I'm not sure of the technical specs I know that you're probably losing some graphical fidelity based on the hardware that's running this stuff. And supposedly the Pro is going to make it look better. And I've got a Pro coming, so I'll be able to compare the two. I will tell you, with these sad old tired eyes, it's hard for me to tell the difference between looking through the Vive, looking through the Rift, and looking through PSVR. To me, it looks about the same, though I feel like my gear is certainly lower on the totem than anything else. PSVR is close enough to the others to where my blind self feels pretty comfortable in it. The biggest problem I think PSVR faces is its games library. It has probably the gamiest of the games of any VR device. Like, there's some pretty legitimate stuff there, but even the most legitimate stuff still feels like a tech demo. Like, the Batman game is really cool, but it's also really, really short. There's not a lot there. Rush of Blood is probably my favorite game that we've played so far. Again, there's not a lot there. I don't know if there's $30 worth of content there. There's certainly not, I think, with Batman. Batman easily could have been a $20 or $15 title. So that's probably the most frustrating part. You get the equipment home, and the equipment is good, and it's sound, but nobody's developed any real big games for it. But then we got Resident Evil coming out, and a few other experiences coming out. I think PlayStation has done the best job of trying to fund some of the best game-style games, as well as the social stuff, and the technical demos, and the other stuff. I think they've really focused on trying to get some game-style games in here, but there's no killer app, and I really was hoping there would be for PlayStation 4. But of course, there's a bunch more titles coming out between now and the end of the year. Hopefully one of them will be the killer app. So that leads us to the question, who is PlayStation VR for? And I think the answer to that is someone who's interested in virtual reality, but doesn't want to spend $1,000 on a killer PC that will run one of the high-end devices. But you're also not satisfied with just the mobile phone version. You're looking for something a little more gamey, and you happen to already own a PlayStation, or you're willing to buy one. If you are that person, then obviously PSVR is for you. This is especially true if you're an early adopter and you don't mind spending a premium price on the technology to be there at the forefront and try it right here, right now. Most of the bugs are worked out. There's just not a lot of killer apps or great games, but the games that are there are certainly fun to mess around with, and the virtual reality experience really adds a lot to it. These are not games that you would probably spend 20 or 30 bucks on were it not for the virtual reality aspect, but the virtual reality aspect makes these games very, very interesting. If that seems cool to you and you're the kind of person that wants to early adopt, that's great. Then again, if you're the kind of person that wants to wait and get the best bang for your buck, it's not a bad idea to wait here. It's not a bad idea to wait till that killer app that's going to lure you in finally drops. But is this a viable VR experience? Yes, absolutely. I would put it just under the Vive in hierarchy. I put the Vive at the very top. I would put PSVR above the current version of the Rift, because no real good controllers for the Rift. But there's great controllers in the Move. They're not perfect and they're not as great as the Vive, but until the touch controllers comes out, I think PSVR is a better way to do it. And the price of entry is much, much better with PSVR as well. And I think that is something that you should definitely consider. But as far as VR devices, is this a quality VR device? Absolutely. It definitely gives you your money's worth. The problem, though, is to really get your money's worth, they need to continue to develop more games priced fairly. There needs to be a killer app. There needs to be some killer games and some more killer licenses tuned in. And more importantly, this is a Sony device. Sony has a tendency to drop a peripheral or a handheld and pretend it never existed. If Sony is not satisfied with sales, then this may be one of those things they put on the back burner and never pay attention to again, and it'll join the corner of my closet with my Vita, completely gathering dust. I really hope that doesn't happen. It does look like the initial sales for the device are really, really good, though. They're expecting to sell hundreds of thousands before Christmas. It looks like they have sold out in some regions, in some countries, and definitely some stores here in the United States. I know a few people who want one who've had trouble finding one in store instead of having to go to get them online. And the bundle has sold out in a lot of places, too, so you have to buy all the components separately. That's a good sign, and I really hope that people continue that enthusiasm to keep Sony interested. But again, that's one man's opinion. I could be wrong. Let me know if I am in the comments section below. Are you interested in VR now? Are you going to at least try a demo of PSVR? Do you think the entire concept is stupid? Do you already have one? If you do, what do you think about it? If you don't have one, why? Why not? Is it the price? Is it the games library? Is it you're just not interested in VR? And again, as always, I say, if you don't think you're interested in VR, please try a demo somewhere. It just might change your mind. I'm almost certain that it will. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again real soon.